Good dog, and welcome back to the Norwegian campaign in Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. So, let's see here. This naval invasion is, it's still factoring in the tonnage of that huge American task force that we sunk last episode, but yeah, that's still only one DD. There's no task force hidden behind here. But that shouldn't matter. I think this is gonna go well. I don't think the Americans will be able to complete this naval invasion. They will, however, take New Brunswick with their army. I could start a naval invasion of Maine, but I don't think it's gonna be quick enough, as this is just going by the numbers. This is gonna be like a 1 or 2 month, and then I take it. Let's see. My naval invasion of Eastern Germany seems to be going well. But before we head into next month, let's play out these convoy battles. Alright, 2 German light cruisers versus one of mine. And also a DD. Let's see. Are we gonna need this DD? Let's take a look at the German light cruisers. Maybe I can just take them with my own. That's not a bad looking ship, but I just think it's a bit on the small side. This looks like it would have been a very good, like, 1910s kind of light cruiser. I mean, it's a modern ship. It's got good technology and stuff, but the hull it's built on, I guess it doesn't just doesn't really allow itself to actually go up against a modern light cruiser. What's the unit cost of these? 148 million. Okay, it's very affordable. I think one of those versus a DD, that would go in favor of the light cruiser almost every time, unless the DD gets lucky with torpedoes. And at half the cost of a DD, I guess it's very cost effective at that kind of job. So in that way, it's just not too bad. But the game still considers any light cruiser a light cruiser and will match it up against another light cruiser. So, too bad for it that it doesn't get the kind of battles where it would have an advantage. Okay, DD, you can do circles here, while Olive takes care of the enemy escort, and probably the convoy as well. Not quite in range yet. Emden, I think, will be the first one in range. We're accidentally hitting some transports. That's fine. I don't think their tower spotting is very good, despite having radar too. Let my secondaries take care of the transports. None of the enemy ships have torpedoes. Yeah, just gonna let the secondaries take care of all the transports. Make them all surrender. There we go. Convoy is dead. Let's go for some belt penetrations on these. I think that should be possible. Seems like it. Yep. We're going through. Kind of armor quality, 190. It's good quality armor, it's just not that thick. I mean, it's close enough to the maximum belt armor you can put on a light cruiser is 5 inches, so 4.6 is actually not bad. Can I like get a view from the bridge? Maybe? Like, kind of? Anyway. Let's get this done. Yeah. Decent amount of flooding. And there she goes. I took very, very minor damage. So that was good job. Light cruiser doing what it's supposed to be doing. Killing enemy light cruisers and sinking transports. And I also said I would design a ship today, didn't I? Well, we'll get right on with that after dealing with this convoy battle. So the Germans are in the Black Sea. And they're assembling a task force here consisting of 3 heavy cruisers and a battlecruiser. Let's send that task force over there to deal with it. American DDs are here. Do I have any like spare cruisers? can maybe deal with a couple of DDs. I should have some somewhere. Oh, they are in battle, some of them. Jallarhorn. Those here in Rabat. Yeah. Send it here. Alright. Convoy battle. Another two of these Lübeck class light cruisers. I think we can deal with this. Let's see, what kind of cruisers do I have? I got one of these. I mean, yeah, you can play along Svein, but don't be holding D's back now. I think this is the one that gets to do most of the work here. It might be over by the time Svein gets in range. I wonder how close do I have to get before the enemy... There we go. Yeah, they don't have the best spotting, do they? Despite having radar generation 2. So that tower, base tower spotting has to be absolutely terrible. Gonna drop you down to cruising speed right away. I think if I were to take some of these cruisers as war operations, I mean, if it's all I can get, they don't cost me much. Just giving them bigger main guns, maybe some more speed, while trying to keep them kind of on the cheap. They've got gas turbine engines. Is 27 knots really all they could get out of a gas turbine engined light cruiser? Oh, Svein's actually getting into range. Arcona sinks. I've lost a secondary gun. Let's go with AP for the main guns. I'm gonna get some flooding here. There goes some more flooding. And Bremse will sink. Just like that. Alright. Yeah, not exactly the best light cruisers I've seen. I wonder if Germany will be able to take southern France. I'm not sure. They're not sending like a huge army force or anything. Only 288,000. They sent many millions to take northern France. But if they could reinforce that and actually take it, uh, things would not be looking too great for France. If they end up losing more of their core territories. It seems the Americans are taking what they have left of African colonies too. No more naval invasions can be launched this turn. Let's get some more transports going. Shipbuilding capacity is near the max. Is that because of reparations? Or repairs, I mean, not reparations. Yeah, it is. But most of those repairs should be done in a month. So it's not like it's a big deal. And of course we're building a bunch of new heavy cruisers. Now, ship design. I said I was going to build something. Or design something. Basically, I would like to have a another 25 knot battleship for that Singapore squadron. So let's see what we can do with modernized dreadnought 2. If this is an exciting hull to build on. See, it cannot be named that. That's just angle-sized Harald Hårfagre. So we're gonna have to find something else. I'm gonna think of something. Speed has to be 25 knots. No more, nor less. Let's start out with turbo electric and see where we can go from there. And get these towers that don't really connect to anything. Or this one, which has a funnel slot. Yeah, I guess that can work. Like, this would be nice if I, darn it, if I had a one of those British battlecruiser towers that had the flat aft part here, so they kind of hook together. I'm gonna have to find something that matches with that. I guess that doesn't look too bad. It kind of looks like it, like they belong together. Huge Japanese funnel. Or two big American funnels. I think that's nicer. Also, it fits my design doctrine of always having 2 or more funnels. So that's what we're going with. A lot of the barbettes seem to not be available on this hull for some reason. So let's see. 19-inch guns not available for this. Well, there goes that plan. I was gonna put 19s or 20s on this. But I guess that's just not possible. I want to do double turrets though instead of triples, because I just think it feels more right for what is supposed to be a modernized dreadnought. Get slightly better angles from that A turret. Like so. And I want to have those center line firing secondary turrets. And that kind of works. Let's go triple 8-inch guns. Do they fit here, like along the sides? Oh, not exactly there, but I picked the one pixel where they had a really bad firing arc. I mean, kind of interfering with that casemate there, but we're just gonna go ahead and ignore that and pretend that's not an issue. Let's go ahead and build the rest of the ship. And I think that if there's enough displacement left over, which I'm not sure there will be, I can go up to higher anti-torp than anti-torp 3. Let's go standard ratio. And I also want to have a lot of casemates on this, because that kind of seems like the point of the hull. What's my flash fire chance now? 0. Okay. And we do start out with a lot of armor. Alright. So there might be a lot of displacement left to play with. So we got 1850s. Let's make them 18.5s. I mean, that looks kind of impressive, doesn't it? $18 on the main belt seems to be the maximum for this. $7 on the turret tops, is that necessary? I think it is, actually. I'm gonna go 4 on the main deck. And I guess we can kind of do all or nothing with the fore and aft belts. We got 1.5 on the third inner deck, which is decent. That's equal to 15. That should protect me from plunging fire from most kinds of guns I'm likely to be facing. Let's see. I think 3 on the third inner belt is actually enough. Because that would be equal to 30 And then we're talking like sub 10,000 meter engagements, which is, I think, just not very likely. So we've shed some weight now, actually. I can go ahead and do that. Nice. Bringing resistance up to 146. And adding some more torpedo protection, which is of course nice. Casemate guns. Let's go all the way up to 8. See how many we can place before the ship goes overweight. They're not that heavy. There we go, a little bit overweight, but they do have a lot of armor on them. Probably more than they need, truth be told. Let's go actually 12 on the side there. These are 60 calibers in length, baseline, and have a range of 20.2 kilometers with AP. That's pretty good. Well, let's bring these up to 55s at least. That means this thing can start engaging DDs pretty much as soon as, with the secondaries, pretty much as soon as the DDs are in range, if they're carrying oxygen torpedoes. And if they got shorter range torpedoes than that, then they might not even make it close enough. So there are no built-in slots that fit quadruple 2-inch guns, sadly. You can put a twin 3-inch gun there, but that looks just kind of silly. Triples. We can do that. We can do that. Like so. Alright. We even have some displacement to spare. Just a little bit, but it's still, it is something. I'm gonna upgrade some systems here. Maybe even add a radio if it's not too heavy. RDF is a little bit too heavy. I don't really need it for that green pointing arrow. But let's see, let's do it like that. It does add a little bit of gun aiming speed and recon value and stuff like that. So I think that's it. I'm just gonna have to think of a name for this. And there we go, Magnus Lagabøte, or Magnus the Law Mender. He's gonna lay down the law with those 18-inch guns and all those casemates. Right, let's see if there's there are a couple more hulls here I haven't made anything on. Like this other modernized dreadnought actually has more resistance. How about this one? Ah, that's kind of boring. But this one, Gustav Vasa, cool, nice name. We'll keep it. Also a 25 knotter. Yeah, we can go with the built-in barbette tower, I guess. like the targeting station. Can we fit a nice big funnel on? Not that nice and big. No, tall funnel 3 is the biggest it can take. If we go with the other, I guess the other option would have to be that then, which does not look as interesting. So we can go like that. This one doesn't have a funnel slot, does it? It doesn't. So it would have to be like way back here. And well, it doesn't fit further up, but maybe with a little bit more beam. Or if I pick the smaller one. And then I'd have to have the funnel in between here. That doesn't look right. No. Let's go with the intermediate. Tower instead. Let's see if I can kind of make this budget friendly. No, tall funnel 3 was indeed the tallest and biggest of the funnels I can fit on this, so I guess that's what we're going with. It's too bad. I was hoping I could fit 2 funnels on this as well, but if we can't, then we can't. We're gonna have enough engine efficiency once we choose engines and boilers and all that stuff, so that's not like a huge concern. I can do like that. What kind of main guns can we fit on this? 18s once again being the maximum. I think 17s though. Probably what we're going with. Is it maybe better to well, that is tiny. These look so tiny suddenly. Okay, that barbette was not big enough. What's the next one up? Very tall, superimposed? Is it very tall enough? No. How about the enlarged? Superimposed. If I can just have it centered, that would be very nice, thank you. That works. And then I can scoot this back a little bit. Now, I do have an aft weight offset now, but remember, we're gonna have casemates here. So they're gonna pull the weight a little bit more forwards. What kind of resistance are we getting out of this? It should be a little bit higher than the previous ship. Now, at only 42,000 tons, this is Like, not bad for the kind of displacement we're using. Now with tube powder and TNT-4, we should be down to 0, yes. Even with barbette 2, we can save some weight there. Let's see, is there any like weight difference with the radar marks? No, none at all. So might as well just go for radar 3. And once again, we start off with some armor already installed, which isn't always the case, it seems, in dip. Let's see, 1.5 on the third. Inner deck seems good enough. I'll pack on some more on the main belt. And of course on the conning tower. Turrets seem armored enough. $17.5s. Of course, let's keep them at base length. And with auto 2 reloading, we're looking at pretty high rates of fire. So far, so good. This is a decent kind of dreadnought looking, or modernized dreadnought, again, which it is. Gonna pull that A turret a little bit more forwards, just so the citadel reaches this bulkhead here. There we go. Gotta pull the towers a bit forwards as well. Like so. Now for casemates. The 7-inch casemates weigh half as much as the 8-inch, so we're just gonna stick with that for this one, I think. Yeah, that is still pretty good. Firepower wise, there's not like a huge difference between the two, so if I can just take the one that weighs half as much. They're gonna be hanging off the side here. So 7-inch secondary turrets. Not the play to make here. Six-inch? Nah. Let's go with the 5.9s. I can fit them a couple more places. A little bit inboard like that. That doesn't impede the arcs of the X turret too much. Can they be made 5.9s? Ship is overweight, but these ones need to be slightly adjusted. There we go. Ship is overweight, but only by a little bit. Mm, still a bit of an aft weight offset though. Even if I do that, pack on the forebelt, like heavily. If I make the forebelt as thick as the main belt, that adds a lot of weight, but it doesn't really adjust the weight too much forwards. Now let's keep like all or nothing, but yeah. I think we're doing away with that barbette, moving everything forwards and putting this X turret back on top of that step instead. Because it seemed like that was possible. That's as far forward as you can go. I mean, yeah, the weight offset wasn't that bad. Like 1%, it's not gonna make a huge difference. But the ship just, it didn't look right with everything mounted that far back. Let's have these slightly adjusted as well, like so. Bit of a 4-weight offset now. But again, that doesn't really bother me too much. Like that, and we reach this bulkhead. But that looks weird, so we're just not gonna think about that too much. All right, a bit overweight, but not too bad, really. I think if I drop the 5-inch guns and just go for something even lighter, like 4.2s or something, I can even, oh, there's like a built-in mounting for them there. Let's see, 4.2. That way they can receive a little bit of armor. I'm gonna go 1.5 on the top. I guess 2.2 on the side. That's the most they can have. So, not overweight. How about some quad 2s? And this time, they do fit. Yeah, there's no extra places I can put the singles, so we're just not gonna bother with that. Make these 2-inch guns 1.6s instead. It doesn't matter that much in terms of weight, but good enough. Let's see. Electrical 1 turrets. We can go down to electric steering. Did that give me flash fire chance? Nope, still 0. Very nice. So getting Anti-torp 5 seem to not be possible on this. I guess it might still be. Only 1,000 tons overweight. 300 tons overweight with anti-torp 4. That's 155 resistance. That's pretty good. 300 tons. Let's see if we can shed that weight. And we're starting to look at some really potent deck penetration now. I think we can go slightly down on casemate armor. I don't think that's going to come back and bite me too much in the back. So this will protect me from full-on deck penetrations, but I might still be taking partial penetrations. Did not have much of an effect. Yeah, it increases my maximum displacement, but it also increases my actual used displacement. So, not gonna bother too much with that. How about semi-balanced rudder? Very little effect. Increased HE on the secondaries. There we go. A little bit better, but we're still 200 tons overweight. Let's see. Rate of fire with auto 2 reloading is... our reload time is 41.8 seconds. With auto 1, 47.5. So auto 2 actually shaves off quite a bit of reload time. I don't want to miss out on that either. I can miss out on a little bit of main belt. Let's say 17.5. And I can then go 17.5 on the conning tower as well. Maybe. Good enough. I will say that is good enough. And there we go. A new class of quite reasonably priced and reasonably sized modernized dreadnoughts. I'm kind of liking it. I'm kind of liking the look of these new British towers that were introduced a couple of patches ago. It means you can actually build some ships that look a little bit different. Also, it seems the Mark V 19-inch gun now uses the American style turret, which is not as excessive in terms of size as this French style turret that the Mark IV 20-inch guns use. I wonder if when these become Mark V in a couple of months, will they receive this turret model as well? Because while this looks good, these actually fit on these built-in barbettes. This type of turret does not, and that used to be the case with the 18s and the 19s as well. They used these huge turrets here. That's why my Harald Hårfagre class battleships were built with 17s, which had just small enough turrets that they fit on the built-in barbette. But now, on this same hull, on the same tower, I can suddenly fit 19s. And maybe 20s as well. Guess we'll just have to see. Go back to the designer once the Mark V 20-inch guns come around. But before that happens, there is a modern battlecruiser here that I have not built anything on. So we're gonna give it a try. This can be very fast. I'm gonna see what we can do about this. Loads of like pagoda towers available here. It's a very Japanese style battlecruiser. I might actually have to fatten this up a little bit because it just looks a little bit almost silly with how skinny it is. What kind of secondary towers can we get? I can get the same style of secondary tower, but does that look good though? That is the question. Because I can only get Japanese funnels here. And like they don't seem to fit. And yeah, no. We're doing pagoda here. Super pagoda. 33 base, 62 long range. Ooh, enhanced. That's a lot more long range. Slightly worse base, but also incredible tower spotting. And it does fit somehow. It doesn't look like it should fit, but it does. So we're just gonna go with that instead, and put the funnels on the floor. On the deck, rather. Okay, it's gonna be a little bit tricky because sometimes it moves both the towers at once, even though I don't really want that. Let's see, you can put that there. And like so. Now this rear tower is getting just smoked out, so that looks weird. I can put that there. And this here. I'm going to try and keep these built-in barbette slots. Built-in turret placements, I mean, open. But I guess we just have to forgo that. Maybe one of them will work for something small. Anyway, for barbettes, let's go with... Take a look at the guns first. You can go all the way up to 18. I think on this 14 might be good enough. Can I do the triple super firing here? See if I can fit a low enough barbette in the middle. By golly. That works. You know, the built-in barbette here is clearly too narrow for that turret, but we're just gonna go ahead and ignore that. Pretend we don't notice. Let's see if it's possible back here as well. Why, yes it is. Looks a bit weird, but I mean, it's not the first ship to look weird in this game. Probably won't be the last. Oh, there's just no... I can put it here. Oh, that blocks the turret. Can't have that. There's so much free deck space here that you apparently can't use for anything. Some parts are badly... Like that works, I guess. Torpedo launchers? I don't really like having torpedo launchers on my capital ships, because that's just a good way to get your crew killed off. Let's go with gas turbines for this one. Because I haven't been playing around with gas turbines enough. That's pretty cheap, isn't it? Less than $1 billion. I mean, the ship isn't done yet, but still. I guess this built-in barbette slot, excuse me, secondary turret slot here just doesn't work. Thinking of 3-inch. How about a 4? 4 fits. I guess we're just not caring too much about secondaries on this, because there are just not a lot of places to put them. Triple 2-inch guns fit a couple of different places. I mean, sure, good enough. We're going fast enough that might not need the secondaries, really. Plan is to just outrun things. Uh, 102 resistance, not that high. I increased HE on the secondaries because the secondaries we have are very, very small. It's not like they're going to be penning anything. And we're closing in on the maximum weight here. But this ship has armor that can be reduced. 3 on the third inner belt, 1 on the third inner deck. Good enough, good enough. Some conning tower armor, nice to have. Make these 4.2s so they can have a little bit of armor on them. Now these 14-inch turrets do need some armor. I think that's good enough. I mean, it's not a beautiful ship, is it? It does look very, very weird. But I guess it could work. Surprisingly affordable for what it is. Aft weight offset 0.5%. Not too bad. Sure. And I'm gonna name it the Tordenskjold class. I'm gonna have just a couple of these, not formed up in into squadrons like the other battlecruisers. These are not gonna be like the fast battleship kind of battlecruisers. These are just gonna be sitting in ports, generating missions, convoy missions, and the like. And if they end up in battle with battlecruisers that are bigger and tougher and have bigger guns, then they should be able to run away. At least that's the plan. It's so tall, it looks very unbalanced, but it hasn't tipped over yet. So I guess it must be good to go. That's it for now. Goodbye, and take care.